Have you ever felt like learning a new language is an impossible task? You might spend months, maybe even years, memorizing vocabulary and drilling grammar rules, but when it comes time to actually speak, the words just won't come. You freeze in conversations, you struggle to understand fast speech, and you wonder how people ever become fluent. The frustration is real, and you're not alone. But here's the secret. The problem isn't you, it's the way you're learning. What if I told you that some of the world's greatest minds, geniuses who mastered multiple languages, used a completely different approach? What if there was a smarter, faster way to learn any language? A method that doesn't rely on endless memorization, but instead makes language acquisition as natural as learning to ride a bike or play a sport. This is the Genius Method, and today, I'm going to break down exactly how you can use it, step by step. Let's dive right in. The Genius Method isn't about boring textbooks or rote memorization. It's about making the language a part of your daily life, so it becomes second nature. There are three simple but powerful steps: full immersion, deep penetration, and active speaking and mimicry. Step 1 is full immersion. Think about what happens when someone moves to a new country where no one speaks their native language. Suddenly, they're surrounded by new sounds, signs, and conversations. Every interaction, from buying bread to asking for directions, forces them to use the new language. It's sink or swim, and most people learn to swim astonishingly fast. But you don't have to move across the world to get the benefits of immersion. You can create that environment right at home. Start by changing the language settings on your phone, your computer, and your favorite apps. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but that's exactly the point. You want your brain to get used to seeing and hearing the language everywhere. Next, dive into the world of media. Watch your favorite movies and TV shows in your target language. Use subtitles at first if you need them, but challenge yourself to wean off them over time. Listen to music, radio, and podcasts in the language you're learning. Follow YouTubers, bloggers, and social media creators who use the language daily. Fill your world with the language, so it's always in the background, while you're cooking, commuting, or relaxing. The goal is to make the language familiar. When your brain is constantly exposed to new sounds, words, and expressions, it starts to recognize patterns and meaning, even before you consciously study the grammar. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. You're training your ear and your intuition. Over time, the language will start to sound less foreign and more like something you can understand. Now, let's move to step 2. Deep penetration. Once the language is all around you, it's time to let it sink deep into your mind and your way of thinking. The genius approach isn't to memorize endless lists of verbs or nouns. Instead, focus on learning whole sentences and phrases, chunks of language you can use in real conversations. Start by identifying the sentences and expressions you use in your daily life. How do you introduce yourself? How do you ask for a coffee, talk about your hobbies, or make plans for the weekend? Learn these phrases in your target language. This way, you're building practical, usable knowledge, not just isolated words. One of the best tools for this is a smart flashcard app like Anki, which uses spaced repetition to make sure you remember what you learn. Instead of just entering words, input entire phrases or sentences. Review them daily and try to use them in context. The more you see and use these sentences, the more natural they'll become. But don't stop there. Start to think in your new language, even if it's just a few words at a time. As you go through your day, describe the world around you in your target language. What do you see? What are you doing? Try writing a short journal entry every evening, summarizing your day in simple sentences. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on communicating your thoughts. This step is about rewiring your brain. When you learn to think in the language, you stop translating back and forth in your head. That's the key to fluency, when words and sentences come naturally without effort. Finally, we come to the most important step: active speaking and mimicry. This is where most people get stuck, because it's intimidating to speak a new language. You worry about making mistakes, about sounding silly, about not being understood. But here's the truth. You can't learn to swim by reading about swimming. You have to get in the water. Start speaking from day 1. Don't wait until you feel ready. That day may never come. Find a language partner on apps like HelloTalk or Tandem. Set up regular conversations, even if they're just a few minutes long. If you can, join local language exchange groups or online meetups. And here's a key secret used by language geniuses: mimicry. Listen closely to native speakers. Pay attention not just to what they say, but how they say it, their accent, their rhythm, their intonation. Try to copy them as exactly as you can. This technique, called shadowing, involves listening to audio and repeating it out loud, sentence by sentence, word for word. Record yourself, then listen back and compare. Over time, your pronunciation, your flow, and your confidence will skyrocket. Don't be afraid of mistakes. They're proof that you're pushing yourself. Every error is a stepping stone to mastery. So let's recap. The Genius Method is simple, logical, and incredibly effective. Step 1. Immerse yourself in the language until it feels familiar. Step 2. Let the language penetrate your thoughts by learning useful phrases and thinking in the language. Step 3. Speak actively and mimic native speakers, embracing mistakes as part of the process. The road to fluency doesn't have to be long and painful. With this method, you can start making real progress today. Pick a language you love, immerse yourself, and take the first step. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. If you found these tips helpful, remember to keep up your motivation by tracking your progress and celebrating small wins. Stay curious, stay persistent, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Language learning is an adventure, and every word you learn opens up a new world. What language are you dreaming of learning? Start today, and who knows where it will take you. Good luck on your journey.